Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Now we are back again with another rank 4 showcase, and this time it is rank 4 Hulkbuster. Huge thanks to WolterA for sending in the clips. Now this isn't going to be the longest showcase, it's only going to have 4 clips in it. However, we're definitely going to get to see some very good and nice numbers. So we're starting out with the Winter Soldier fight using Hulkbuster, and before anything else I must say that quite often, Realm of Legends fights using Hulkbuster are quite tricky, in the same way that it's very tricky to use Massacre and few other champions in Realm of Legends, just because Realm of Legends AI seemingly have no instinct for self-preservation. And putting up a block is as inconsistent as I have ever seen, from every AI. And I personally have had definitely great difficulties recording some of these fights against Realm of Legends champions. But here we can see those nice heavy attacks going in on the chain. The last one hitting for like 30k or so. And I must add that Hulkbuster has been one of my Act 7 MVPs alongside Ultron. In fact, that might have been the initial reason why he kind of found himself on the team as often as he did. However, he definitely put in his fair share worth of work in just because he runs very well with and without Liquid Courage, Double Edge, and he is genuinely a powerhouse of a champion with that power drain and that stun lock and just great amount of damage, and obviously very good access to shock. So the Realm of Legends Winter Soldier went down like a little sissy pants. Let's take a look at it. It was 44 hits, which is, again, very, very quickly. We do have Labyrinth of Legends solo, but I'm going to leave that till the end. Next, we're going to take a look at 7.4 boss Guillotine. That Guillotine is one of those boss that a lot of tech champions love to bully if they have access to shock, because we do have like heavy assault node on there, and heavy attacks do gain extra power. But let's just see exactly how much damage we can squeeze out of this Hulkbuster. Now, he is going to have a wee bit of problems getting started in a bit. And also, it is worth noting that Guillotine is one of those few champions that you cannot heavy spam with any champion. Not just Hulkbuster, it's also Venom or Captain America Infinity War or virtually any other champion, because her getting up animation kind of skips a frame. And as soon as it happens, if she chooses to hit you, she can, like we saw it just here. And the same is true for a handful of other typically female champions in this game. But look at that, 73k crit to finish it off. It's so beautiful. So let's start. Here we have that ruined heavy attack, but he gets back in place. Another heavy attack, another heavy attack. 52k non-crit level 1, 73k heavy attack. Absolutely beautiful. So then he chose to send us footage from, I believe, this month's KVQ that's themed to tech champions and Avengers. And here again, basically every fight is going to be over as soon as the boy gets to level 2. Hulkbuster is obviously an Avenger, so he gets these crossfight tactical charges, and well, basically he's going to be carrying on the attack boost already in the beginning of the next fight. So this, in theory, should be pretty much the longest and the most annoying fight. Now, one thing that I will say again here is, because of how the node works, I would have probably tried to avoid heavy attacks initially until I build up to level 2, because then you can gain those power drain charges, finish combos medium, and get those furies in a bit quicker, and you don't need to worry about as much about at Yondu's power. But either way, let's just take a look at that beautiful level 2, and obviously that fight's nearly over. He's gonna go in for a couple more heavy attacks, and none of them crit, but none of them had to. Last one was like for 22k. Hulkbuster is an extremely underrated damage powerhouse, but another thing that a lot of people overlook in regards to Hulkbuster is his friendliness to Liquid Courage Double Edge, because he reduces Liquid Courage Double Edge and, in general, bleed and poison damage by 25% per armor up buff that he has active. Unfortunately, it's not live, it's not updating when you get the second or third armor up. However, there is a Sasquatch synergy that lets you start with the second armor up, and then it does take it in consideration. But either way, we can see that he does handle Liquid Courage Double Edge exceedingly well. And at this point, we can see that he is healing from Liquid Courage. He's taking like 104 damage per tick, and he's healing 134. If you're running Coagulate, then you're also healing from the very beginning whilst you have Double Edge active. If you're not running Coagulate, you're going to be netting some loss initially and then going to start healing. But if you run Coagulate, as we can see, he's using his special attacks, he's using his heavy attacks, but his health bar is always remaining up there. And that is because he takes reduced damage from bleed and poison, which is something that a lot of people did not know. And he's extremely Liquid Courage Double Edge friendly. Whether you do or do not run Coagulate in any longer fight, you're just going to end up healing throughout the entire fight. So, you know, that Awakened ability also is not needed at all for the champion, but let's just see him drop that level 2. And here we go. It's being very clever in the way he launches his level 2, because after you do 4-hit combo, if you do have a slight pause before you hit your level 2 button, opponent always basically activates that block. So I want people to pay attention to that, because it's a very kind of safe and reliable way how to make sure you get off your power drain, off your level 2, and you do not have to purposely kind of find another opening. So in this fight, just before we get to the next fight, and here he has also kind of changed his strategy, not throwing as many heavy attacks, I believe. But, you know, never mind, he's just going for heavies here. It's fine, whichever way works for him, but here he doesn't even get to the level 2 because opponents are already dropping too fast. It's okay, we're going to showcase what I meant with that special attack in block in the Star-Lord fight, because, you know, it will work the same there. Now he's going to go up against Strife, so he's going to finish this lane boss fight including, and then we have Labyrinth of Legends to show for you as well against Star-Lord. And again, it's going to be quite impressive there, especially the speed. So here against Strife, wonderful, he just goes in for 2 heavy attacks, and now finally a heavy attack does crit, and that already does, you know, significant amount of damage. And is he going to be able to get to level 2? I don't think he's even going to try. He's just going to drop a couple of heavy attacks. Ooh, we had that glancing ability there. But again, pay attention to how well he handles Liquid Courage Double Edge Masteries. And that is genuinely underrated ability from Hulkbuster. Obviously, he's perfectly functional and still does ton of damage without those masteries. But with them, kind of has like a mini Angela Deadpool type of thing going on for him, where he just consistently heals throughout the entire fight. If you really want to make sure you heal maximum health, you can always go for level 3s, avoid that recall damage in its entirety, and, you know, you're going to be able to recover quite a lot of health in virtually any fight. So now against Shang-Chi, he goes in for full combos. He needs to get to that level 2. And here he has 1 sap charge ready. Let's see. So he's not going to finish. So he's finishing combo up here. He's letting Shang-Chi use his level 1, which is fine. Is he going to go for level 3 here? I think he just wanted to showcase the level 3 here. Okay, so he's going to drop the level 3, and that's going to be way overkill already. If he wanted to show us level 3 damage, could have at least let us see the number. Come on, I would have wanted to see that. Okay, that's fine, no problem there. Now we have the boss fight. And then we're going to have the Labyrinth of Legends fight. Man, it's such a cool rank up though. I like it a lot. Here we go. He needs to get the final boss, and the final boss here is Omega Red. Now, one downside as a tech champion, obviously, for Hulkbuster is kind of, he's not a robot, so you do not get that benefit of the spores being super slow. But still, you do get the class advantage, and we can see that Omega Red, 2 heavy attacks, and he was already at like 70-some%. So you do a lot of damage there. So he's gonna go for level 1. Why not? Because that's virtually all that he's gonna need to finish. That was a bit risky finish there, because stun didn't last quite long enough, but nice finish nonetheless with a ton of damage on that heavy attack. Alright, let's get in that Labyrinth of Legends clip loaded. So this is where the recording starts, and he has the rest of the fight clued in there. So he gets 5 shocks, 5 heavy attacks, and that is going to be your main damage rotation in a lot of fights. There are some opponents where you can't do that level 2 straight into heavy attack, but you do need to know it based on opponents' animations and things like that. So it's kind of like a learning curve on Hulkbuster as well. I do believe if they put in like a short passive stun on opponent, if you shoot your level 2 in a block, Hulkbuster would immediately become so much better and so much more reliable as a champion. But even as he is, it's still largely just the learning curve. And if you do know which opponents you can do this against and which you can't, it is very reliable thing to do for most part. It genuinely just requires you to put in a bit of practice. But you can see that in absolutely no time that Star-Lord's down to like 77% here. He gets a nice level 2 in, so go for heavy attack, sure, why not? If you do not run any specific synergies, which by the way he didn't run here, like beef up Hulkbuster synergies, he could have run in Sasquatch for that extra armor up, he could have run War Machine for the increased debuff duration, and a few more synergies, and then obviously Hulkbuster would be even more dangerous because you would be able to get in an extra heavy attack, gain a higher shock counts, and those shocks would last longer, and you just do more damage all around the board. There's also a Yellow Jacket synergy that gives him a Fury buff, I believe. All of those things do account to even further increase the damage, and it's kind of nice to have clips now and then where you do not have all this max synergized stuff, because realistically, typically you do not do that in an average situation, and you know, realistic questing situation. You just have a flat out rank 4 Hulkbuster with Liquid Courage double edge, putting in a ton of work here against that Star-Lord. Unfortunately, you know, I wanted to see how much crit would be there. Oh no, this is where the clip ends. But nonetheless, even though this is not a full fight, he went from 55% health to, sorry, from 97% to 55%. So it's going to be a bit of a math time, sorry guys. So he took down 42% health. 42% health in 113 hits. 113 hits, 42% health. All right, I didn't expect a calculator here, but okay. I actually would be curious with the total fight results. So if 3.55 million is the total amount of health that these guys have, then how much will be 0.42? He did 1.5 million damage in 100 hits. Not too bad. And the clip is 2 minutes long. So 1.5 million damage in 113 hits in 2 minutes. So divided by 113, he was averaging 13,000 damage per hit. That's a really high number. Either way, that being said, as I said, this is going to be a fairly short showcase. If you guys absolutely want to see more, let me know in comment section. I'll try to pester Wolter for more. But that will do for now, and I shall be on to the next one. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about